Hey everybody, hi, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. We are on week 17 of the Brightly Sampler quilt, and this quilt is from a book called Family Favorites by Sherry and Chelsea. I have everything linked below in the description box, and we're just kind of plugging along a block a week, and in 21 weeks we'll be finished, so we're really in the home stretch. I'm very excited about this. Let me move my skate block for vintage Christmas. Got a lot going on here. My goodness. We put all this stuff away. Just had the Stitchuation Room. If you're brand new, I have a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat. It's at 7 a.m. Central. And oh goodness, don't fall. Okay. And just finished up with that. Ran in, made breakfast, put the dishes away from the dishwasher. You know, flipped a load of laundry and came back in here to sew with you guys. That's how it works. That's how you keep everything moving, right? Good to see everybody here in the chat. Is anybody new? If you're new, let us know. I think we have some members from the Stitchuation Room Sunshine Committee that are here that will be happy to say hello to you and welcome you to our group. Well, good morning again to you, Diana. We got folks that did the same thing. They were in the Stitchuation Room, just sitting there having their coffee, watching, not doing a whole lot, getting ready for their day, and then get up and go do something and then come on back. A lot of fun, a lot of fun. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I've got the blocks that we've been doing on the design wall behind me, and I intermingled this morning just to show progress on Vintage Christmas, these blocks. So let me get these out of here that don't belong, and then that way no confusion. So I've got two more blocks here that go in this spot, and then another block goes in this spot, and then one more right up here in that spot. So let me take all of these. That's the skate block is part of this quilt. So I've got lots of quilts going at any given time. Awesome, awesome. All right, let me turn on my iron, make sure that's ready to go. I always enjoy doing this with you guys. There's something about being able to say, okay, I got that block done. I can just put this quilt away for another week, and I know I have a whole week to work on stuff. So awesome, awesome. Okay, let me see what else. We are doing the fancy block today. And that's this one right here. No diagonal seams. Yay! You guys are a little crooked. What are you doing? I don't know what's going on here with this. Sorry about that. Got to keep y'all straight on here. Okay, and the tray with the fancy block. What did I do with it? See? Yeah, I'm real organized. It's over here on this other, there it is. I didn't bring it over here. It's still in the Yazzie bag. Okay. So if you want to go to my blog, powertoolswiththread.com, I have a layout if you are interested in following this particular layout. This was done by Shirley Scott from our Facebook group, and she gave me permission to use it as a template to show you how all the layout goes on this one. And there is also a schedule, and that's right here that you can print out. And this is the way we have been keeping track of everything for these last 17 weeks. Can you believe it's 17 weeks? It's just nuts how busy we've done and how far we've gone. Miss Frito is asleep by the door. She's on point. She's not asleep. She's on guard. Okay. I don't know, but she's laying on her side and moving slow. So breathing deeply. She just had breakfast. There you go, Jamie. That's how we do it. Just did the dishes. Now back to the machine. That's right. My trick for dishes, y'all, because it seems like we eat all day long. Is a hot soapy sink. I love that. So I fill that up, you know, one side is the garbage disposal. The other side is the hot soapy sink. And where is it? Fancy block. Okay. And I just rinse them on one side and then soak on the other. And then after dinner, they all go into the dishwasher. Really easy. So your trick for dishes is your husband. Good for you, Quilt Wench. My husband doesn't know we have a sink or a dishwasher. They just miraculously clean dishes all the time. Alrighty, so let's get to this. I need to make some 4x4 patches. We need to make 4 patches. So let's lay this out, see what we're going to be doing here. I should use a design board. Don't have one handy. It's over on the other side of the room, but that's okay. Just need to make sure you have your color in your corners. Okay, so I'm going to lay this out. Move everything around. I got all kinds of stuff here, don't I? Caps and clips and who knows what else. All right, I'm going to lay this out so I can see what I'm doing. And this one goes diagonally here. You guys can't see that, but that's all right. You'll get it pretty soon, right? I'm just going to put these like this. I was just kind of out of camera there. Okay, so like that. This goes in the middle, okay? And then our 4 patches. I need 2 whites on each one of these. This is the 4th time we've made this block. All right. And then we're going to do these here like this. Pretty simple. Okay, that's it. Very good. Gotta love that. No diagonal seams. Very good. Okay. Oh my goodness. So I think I'm ready to get stitching here. Let's go over to this other camera. And I'm just going to go ahead and make all 4 of the 4 patches at one time, just like the pattern says to. And I want to fold to the dark, so I'm going to sew with the dark on top. Okay. And it doesn't matter. Let's see. Fabrics just naturally want to fold, flip over with the one on top. It'll just lay better. I don't know why. There's some kind of sewing physics going on there. Okay. So this week they're supposed to come and stake out the new spa pool. That's very exciting. We are ready to go with that. I'm waiting to contract the propane for the heated part of the spa until they actually break ground and get going. But they're talking about having it done by the end of June, which would be awesome before we leave on our trip. And then I'm contracting that same company to manage all the chemicals. I don't want to fiddle with it. So you guys doing sew-alongs? Sew-alongs are great. There's so many that are out there. I'd love to jump into some more, but I would just be way overwhelmed. That's one of those things you got to learn how to say no, right? And the 4th one. Okay. 4 patches are pretty easy. Is anybody actually working on this? I said it was hot in Texas. What do I need heat for? In the winter, Pamela. Yeah, in the winter. It gets cold here. January and February. Well, you really don't want to be in the pool after October. So it's a peanut-shaped 10 by 15, and it's a pool spa combo. They're all the rage down here. Okay. Clip these apart. Notice, you guys, I don't use this cutter on the side of the machine. When when I'm quilting, I tend not to do that because you can torque the fabrics out of shape. So I know, Anita, I get it. She says, I had to say no to some sew-alongs as well. Just got too many things going with the grands. I hear you. Absolutely. Let's do some pressing. Okay. I need this. I don't know if I want to do that or not, because remember, I don't know if you remember last time we did this one, it came out a little weird. My block was really weird size, but here I'm going to just do this. We'll put 4 of them. I love this little Aliso iron. This thing is awesome. So cool. You're working on it with me, Peggy. Good. You're into the borders and almost forgot them, Barb. Yeah, they're pretty easy. I highly recommend pre-cutting the borders to the accurate size. You're going to make sure you keep your quilt square. That's what I did with the companion quilt of this. That's still sitting on the long arm. I need to add the binding to it and get it off the long arm. I haven't done that yet. Okay. I have been having such a time with what do they call that? My sacroiliac down here, the pain in the back, sciatica. Woo, man. Been to the chiropractor, been doing stretches, broke out the old pain-free book by Pete Egoscu. Been trying to get back into taking good care of myself. It's too much sitting is what it is. Way too much sitting. I did have some good therapy. I bought one of those pillows that has the little vibration in the back, and I was putting it back here behind me, and that really helped. I could sit further back in my chair and use the lumbar. That would be good. Okay. There we go. Okay, so these are all done. And now I just need to nest them and get the 4 patches going. And why is there a red thread? Huh? You don't belong there, red thread. All right. I'm gonna pin this to the join. Make sure my nest is nice and connected. And when I pin at a 45-degree angle so that as I go down the side here, okay, I can get just a stitch or 2 over the seam and then pull the pin. That works so well. If you pin straight on a nest like that, you can end up with the separation of where it joins. Just keeps them tightly together, 2 stitches over. Match these up. Okay. So that and this is what you get. Exact, just like that. That's what you want, just like that. Okay. Perfect. Very good. Am I going to show you how to quilt it for those that don't have a long arm? Scrapping like a lady. Before I got my long arm, I quilted my quilts using designs by Juju's background quilting designs. And finished it up with my embroidery machine. And I have videos. Well, Suzanne, thank you. From one Thompson to another. She says her quilting has improved. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. That's the point. It's like having a private quilting lesson, right? I went to a quilting class here in my local town when I first started quilting. And y'all, I didn't learn a thing. I didn't learn a single thing. It was such a waste of money. Perfect. Okay. Yep. Deborah, your husband's getting quotes to repair the driveway. She said something so cute this morning, Deborah did, in our in the situation room. She said it took 5 times, but her husband got her hair into a nice, neat bun. Y'all, I've met Deborah in person at our El Campo RV Sew Together, and she's got hair from here to Christmas, I'm telling you. Thank you, Hope. Yes, you would want a weightless quilter. I've got that. It works really well to hold up. You need something to keep the drag. I have a link below to Designs and Machine Embroidery, and that's who's got the weightless quilter. They have the big one that goes on the floor, and I have videos showing how to use that, pre-recorded, years old. But they have a big one that goes on the floor that you can use for any size quilt, but you really need that for larger ones. And then they've got also the tabletop weightless quilter that's great for like lap size or smaller. And that's a good one too. No, I won't be quilting any more quilts without using my long arm, that's for sure. No reason. I also, there's a companion video to that first one. If you go to Designs by Juju's website and look at her background quilting designs, under every one of those background quilting designs, there's a link to my video showing you how to do that with all different kinds of embroidery machines, even if you don't have a camera. All 4 of these turned out absolutely perfect, y'all. So I don't blame him, Deborah. The instructions for the quilted Christmas tree are different for the half square triangles than what I do. Does your method take more fabric? Karen, it shouldn't. I haven't looked at that. Let me, before I answer your question, let me look at the pattern, okay? Did you find that, Anita? Learning at your own leisure works best for you. That's why videos are good. Let's see here. We don't want, hold on. In-person classes tend to have instructors leaning toward clicks. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just felt like knowing what I know now, I had a horrible quilting instructor, knowing what I know now. Okay. She called herself a quilter. I don't know. I wasn't. Now that I know what I know, it's just, she probably was a good quilter, but not a good instructor. And being a good quilter does not make you a good instructor, right? There's ways that people, and the Air Force taught me how to be an instructor. I don't come by it naturally. But now I wasn't a training like a drill sergeant or anything. That wasn't me. But you still have to train airmen all the time. That's your job as an NCO, is to train airmen and manage things. So they did teach me how to be an instructor. And then I taught a lot of classes on stuff, you know, records management or whatever. Oh, good. Sharon finished one this weekend. That's excellent. A quilt. That's great. Yeah, it all depends on the instructor. That's for sure. Okay. So now I just need to make sure in my layout here that the color is going to the outside corners. And if you look now, what we have is a 9 patch, right? So now I've got 9 patch. Perfect. That's it. So the way I sew my 9 patches together is I do a columns like this and then add this on, press, and then sew the 3 rows together. So because I want the outsides to be pressed outward, I'm going to sew it with the 4 patch on top. The outside, the rows 1 and 3. And, you know, I usually do that. I will come up with, in my head, odd rows pressed to the outside, even rows pressed to the inside. I do that. I've been doing it that way for years so I don't get confused. So this is row number 2, column number 2. And I'm pinning the bottom. So that one's going to press to the inside. Let's see here. Now I've got the horizontal seam on top like this, okay? Not this split one. And on this one, horizontal seam, see that? If I did it like this, it wouldn't press cleanly. That's a pressing thing. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. You want to make sure of. I have not touched on this before. Let me show you. Okay. So this seam on these 4 patches, okay, you've got a straight seam like that, okay, where it was the final, where it got sewn together. If I was to stitch it like this, when I went to press the block, and this is not a, you know, don't die over it if you screw it up. I like to do this so that the whole seam can be pressed. I mean, everything is going to be pressed nice and flat and go in the same direction. Not a big deal. All right. Oh, Karen, you were in the service too? Cool. Yeah, the military teaches you how to train people so you don't have to do everything yourself. It's kind of cool. Yeah. That's just something I look at and try to pay attention to for good pressing in the end. Okay. Now I'm not going to press these until they're all stitched together. Okay. That goes there. That goes there. My needle came unthreaded. Right. And that goes there. All right. Well, what'd you do that for? No need for that. Y'all, the needle threader on this PQ 1500, probably the 1600 too, is the pits. I hate the needle threader on this. I can try it. But it is the pits. I know a lot of you have bought these machines. If I could change one thing, I'd fix that needle threader. It is just awful. The one on the Juki's bad too. I was helping my friend. She bought a Juki and I was trying to help her. It was a mess. We were doing it over Zoom. She's like, I can't get the needle threader to work. And I said, well, I can't get mine to work either. So handy dandy. One of those little penny looking things, you know. Okay. So now I'm just going to sew these. Oh. And this one. Yeah, they do. They have, you make it work. You do what you can, but you know, all things considered, for the, you know, it's a great machine. That's the only thing I don't like about this machine is the needle threader, but I'm not going to complain. And one more. Oh, my pool lady. All right. I love it. Okay. She said they're going to be here by the end of the week. Get started. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, most brother dealers do carry Juki. They're pretty good machines. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and press these. I want this one to press in. This is my even row. Trying not to stretch the fabric. Oh, that was horrible. That was horrible. That didn't work at all. There. I recently, probably within the last year or two, consistently I finger press my seams first. What a much better result. Just so much better. Debbie says, I thought it was me that couldn't get that to work. No, they're all that way, y'all. They are all that way. There's a Juki that looks exactly like this down to the stickers too. And I'm pretty sure they're all made in the same factory, you guys. I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah. Okay, so color in the corner. So that's the top row. Like that. I don't want to get those backwards. Press to the outside. Becky says her 1600 got here Saturday. Awesome. Ooh, y'all. Final Four is going on this week in San Antonio. I'm not leaving the house. Downtown is a madhouse right now. I went to the Final Four festivities just to hang out back in, oh gosh, 20 years ago, I bet you. More than that, 25. And it was here. The Final Four was here. And I remember me and a group of friends we got on the park and ride at Crossroads Mall and just went downtown to go hang out. And what a crazy thing that was. All right, Pamela. Pamela's ready she says, go Gators. Yeah. How funny. But Houston's playing. That's just so cool. All right. 45-degree angle unpinning again for this row. And this row, this join right here. It is absolutely wild and crazy in San Antonio right now. Well, we just got done with Fiesta. So, is that right? No, we haven't done Fiesta yet. That's later on this month. Y'all, San Antonio's used to this. Non-stop parties in this town all year long for one thing or another. That's just how it goes here. It's always been like that. Fiesta's coming at the end of the month, every April. I used to go to all that stuff too and just really be a part of it because I grew up here. So, marching band and Fiesta and everything when I was a kid, loved it. I stay away from that now like the plague. I am not going down there. But we just got done with rodeo. The MLK March, largest in the country, is here. It's crazy. They fill every hotel to the gills. Perfect. Perfect. Ha ha. Excellent. Gotta love that. Yeah. Look at those. So, okay. And the last one. Pretty pretty. Love this. I generally buy Brother machines over other brands, mostly because of cost. I want the best bang for my buck, and I have found that to be Brother. There are some advantages to Brother machines over other ones. Like the Scan and Cut can talk to a Brother machine, the wireless ones with the My Connection feature. But like I have that Brother Airflow 3000 for a serger. I would not spend 10 grand on a different brand of serger when I got that one for less than 2. It's crazy. And they work exactly the same. They're fantastic. Okay. I asked the dealer, I said, how did Brother make this Airflow 3000 for this price when there are other $10,000 sergers out there? And the dealer was like, I don't know. It's crazy. All right, here's our last stitches, you guys. That fit perfectly. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Yeah, Brother's a fantastic brand of sewing machine. Best bang for the buck. And that whole thing about better quality in the manufacturing process on other brands, I find that to be hooey. That's me personally. I've not had a bit of trouble with my Brother machines. Oh, this is beautiful, you guys. Not had a bit of trouble with it. No, I think you, Libby, I'm sure you got a good deal on that Juki. Don't you worry about that. Again, I'm pretty sure that all these straight stitch machines are made in the same factory. Pretty sure, because they share a lot of the same parts. Well, Anita, the thing with pricing on these machines, you know, when you get to the higher end, there are some definite differences, okay? But on these standard machines, it's a lot like buying a Ford or a Lincoln, okay? Owned by the same company. You know what I mean? Look at this, y'all. Isn't that pretty? That's gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Yep. I always say, buy the most machine you can afford where there's a technician nearby. I got that advice from Jenny Doan, and she was 100% spot on. Okay. I saw her and her husband came. It was in between Houston Market and Festival, probably 10 years ago. And they came. Let me turn this. Hold on a second. They were at the Victoria, Texas. They have a little convention center there. And so they were in Houston for market. And then in between, I took off work. I was working back then. I took off work just to go see her. Okay, where does this go? Let's see. Where does it go? Let me have my paper from Shirley Scott. It goes right here. Pretty layout. Oh, y'all, it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. Okay, that was quick. So there's block 17 in the books. Awesome, awesome. All right, you guys, this is it. I have got a load to do to get ready for those cruises. So lots and lots of digitizing and stitching to do. But thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed doing this with me. I will see you again next week for block 18 of the Brightly Sampler, and we can get this going. Awesome. Have a great day, y'all. Go sew something. Bye.